piano teacher rubbed my 11-year-old nose in the fact that free piano lessons were a luxury I would never be offered again, and that I would never be 11 again. The best age for learning skills like the playing of a piano. Well, she was the French assistante at our school, not the piano teacher. And the school was presumably exploiting her, getting her doing piano lessons as well as her usual duties. I wish I'd learnt that when I later became a teacher. She probably hated teaching smelly small boys as much as they didn't like learning. So I will never be Beethoven. I don't think I'm even going to be PSV Eindhoven. But there are worse things. I play the guitar. But of course I wish I'd started learning gypsy jazz guitar at the age of 12 when all the geniuses begin. Anyway, I also wish I'd been told that sometimes the thing you're most passionate about when you're young is not something that will sustain you very well in various ways, materially and mentally perhaps. So I think it goes for people as well as things. So I think it might have saved me getting too angsty about writing, about music, enough writing, enough music, getting here, getting there, getting somewhere, and sometimes about relationships with people that were probably the wrong ones. I guess it's part of learning, but I wish I'd known a little bit more about it. Talking of passions, bike racing was an absorbing, obsessive passion in my teens. So I spent a lot of my weekends, for a while, doing races in cold, rainy, inhospitable parts of the home counties. Badly. Fourth is the worst place to come in a bike race. You're not in the top three. It's even worse than last. I came fourth a lot, and I think this alone should have told me it's perhaps time to stop. The shop that sponsored me, nowadays they would have just taken back their bike and their 2 measly shorts and jerseys and dumped me. But those were gentler times, it seems. I wish I'd learnt more practical skills. If I'd known that plumbers made such a killing, I'd be a plumber now, probably, and not a writer. The last thing I wish I'd learnt earlier was about learning itself, that it's not just for the schoolroom. I started well as an autodidact, all those times spent in the local library, avoiding playing football and things. But I didn't take well to the pedagogic situation, as some teachers might have called it. I think some people say, well, I was too intelligent for the strictures of the schoolroom, but I'm not one of them. I did like English and I liked foreign languages, but because I found them easy, I didn't really apply myself. So teachers sometimes urged me to try harder. I said I would, but I probably didn't. I learnt French at school, which I have always continued throughout my life. Well, I also learned Italian, and by the time I left school, I'd forgotten it. All that lingua italiana bellissima, that beautiful Italian language. I've since learnt Turkish, Polish, some Romanian, some Bulgarian, a bit of German, enough Spanish to order some beer and tapas. But I still miss that Italian, I really do. My kindly Italian teacher, Signor Carlo Demetrio, was a true cosmopolitan Italian with a Greek name, and he was disappointed in me. But I suppose now that I have been one of those put-on pedagogues, I know it wasn't his job to hassle me into learning. But even so, I say, grazie mille. Ciao.